Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is showtime at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got them for a breath. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again, it's Wing Nation, presented by Drydene, DRF Racing, and by Hercules Tires, where we're talking sprint car racing, and it is our favorite time of the week. So glad you have joined us here, and we're going to talk to one of the legendary great crew chiefs in the sprint car world. Ricky Warner is going to join us. Aaron Evernham not with us, so Ashley Stremme, our co-host for MAV TV, joining us. How are you?
I am fabulous.
Well, you're not as fabulous as Aaron is. You know
no.
what? Well, she went this past
Thanks,
weekend.
Steve.
Well, no, you are. No, you're not in such a.
I'm not rubbing elbows with Alan Sir Jr.
Okay, no, she's moved on from that now.
Oh.
She's down with Mickey. Yeah, she's down with Mickey. So
even better.
Yes, exactly. And
even more
so
high
she's
profile.
She's rubbing. So my point on you're not as good as Aaron. She's rubbing shoulders with Mickey. You're rubbing shoulders with me.
Got it. Right,
yes,
right.
she is doing that. You're fantastic. This is not a. I'm in trouble already with my co-host. Oh, we're not even.
It wouldn't be the first time with a woman, right?
No, exactly. I live my life in trouble with women, okay? But I usually like to try to make it into April before I get in trouble with my co-host. Not here in March. Already saying, oh, no, you're not as fabulous as Aaron is. Oh, yeah, there
Thanks,
we go.
Guy.
Yeah, exactly. You are not in as fabulous a spot as Aaron
There
is.
we
There you go. So
I knew what you meant. It's fine. I'll let this one slide. You get one.
Maybe, like I say, if I can get into April. If I can get into April, that's what I'm looking for. So, can't wait to talk to Ricky Warner.
Yes.
What a fascinating guy he is, and just an absolute genius.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, I mean, the success he had with Donnie Schatz, and then developing the Ford FPS 410 engine. So we're going to just see where they're at with that, and what the game plan is, and how he's doing too. We know he's been fighting a little battle with the big C. Yeah, so just going to get into that and see what we're doing as well. So we'll do that here in just a little bit. We got a little business to tend to here before we get into that. Citywide to countryside. Wherever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there no matter where the road takes you.
Just go to HerculesTire.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the tire tracker. So that way you know which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, right on our strength.
Yeah, see, I had a tire dealer here in Concord that was a Hercules dealer, and then they switched things up on me here. Oh. So I've had to go to that tire, or HerculesTire.com, and find a new Hercules dealer here in town. And so that's why you need to do it, though.
You're burning through some tires. Are you
you
burning rubber?
You can't go into your old place and say, I did. I went into my old place and I said, I need Hercules tires. And they said, we're no longer selling them.
Bye.
Exactly. And that's what I did. I went somewhere else. I went across the parking lot to the diner, thought about it, got on the HerculesTire.com site.
I know what diner you were at.
That's exactly right. Yes, we've dined at that diner.
We have dined at that diner.
Yes, absolutely. Fine dining and fine racing right here on Wing Nation. And speaking of fine racing, it was the fabulous Lincoln Speedway. It was Saturday afternoon. Billy Dietrich leading the race, but Brandon Raymer stalking him down. Wayne Harper with the call on Speed Shift TV. It's our Drydene Diesel all-death-defying move of the week.
And now for the Drydene death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
So a battle for the lead with lap traffic in front. New leader, Brandon Raymer gets by Billy Dietrich and grabs the race lead.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Drydene Diesel All Death, the official death of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Drydene.com for more information.
I love hearing Wayne Harper call.
Shoo-wee.
Wayne Harper. He just is one of the really cool dudes. I enjoy chatting. I get up to Lincoln about once a year, and one of my favorite things to do is catch up with Wayne Harper. He just is a really, really neat guy. Ashley, if you're ready to take your engine's performance to the next level, you know what you need to do.
Yes, you need to do Drydene.
That's right, absolutely.
With tradition of quality and 21st century technology, Drydene's complete line of engine oils, greases, hydraulic and transmission fluids help increase life and efficiency of your engines, equipment, and machines. If you want greater performance and protection for those critical parts, go to Drydene.com or call 1-877-DRYDENE.
Well, one of our other partners here is Aggressive Hydraulics. And, of course, they for years sponsored the crowd pleaser, Craig Delansky. We got to see what's going on. Somewhere along the way, we got to dial Craig up.
See what
Exactly.
he's doing.
And boy, I'm telling you what, okay, Ryan Newman, they sponsor him also. It was great to see Ryan Newman back at Phoenix this past weekend. And just like racing components, Aggressive Hydraulic purpose-built hydraulic cylinders to perform for customers and their specific applications. They design and manufacture a mobile-style single-styled cylinder as well as multi-stage easy for me to say, easy for them to do, tough for me to say, telescopic cylinders. And they go with the no or one-size-fits-all approach. They really work hard to customize it, for sure.
And they're hydraulic solutions for virtually every industry that uses hydraulic cylinders. They proudly design and manufacture all cylinders right here in the United States. So check out their video of their story at aggressivehydraulics.com because, like you said, they're a proud sponsor of Ryan Newman at the Chili Bowl and in all of his short track racing.
Yes, for sure they are. And looks like Newman's going to be back racing along the way here. Just really, really neat stuff. All right, let's get to it. Let's go to the hotline. Joining us now from Lord knows where he is because he's got race cars in Indiana. He's got an engine shop that he's dealing with in North Carolina. He's got a driver that's not scared to race in any part of the country anytime.
Or anything.
So Ricky Warner joins us on the line. Hello, Ricky. Welcome into Wing Nation.
How you doing?
I'm good. Where are you at?
I'm actually at Charlotte at the Cup Shop working on the sprint car.
So, wait a minute. Okay. So
I did see that. A buddy of mine tweeted pictures out and said that they didn't know where you guys were at 10 a.m.
Yeah, they busted you about your hours.
Well, I'm here. I work on the race car, and I have radiation this week too. So I've been doing a little bit of everything. I guess
the 7 a.m. start time then is probably, well, in sprint car teams don't usually start at 7 a.m. because they're usually only 2 or 3 hours after the car wash. So,
no, and I told him we're here after 4:30, so I didn't know what the problem was.
Yeah, it was a tweet from Jay Graneri. I think it was Jay. Jay's one of the really good guys on the Cup thing, and he took a picture of the sprint car, and on the front of it a sign, shop opens at 7 o'clock, boys, if you go to work here. But you're right, Jay's shop closes at 4:30, and you guys are just getting started then. So yeah, that is good. Rick, you mentioned it, your health. How are you doing? How's that battle going for you at this point?
It's going good. They had found a spot in my lung, and I had to come down for 5 rounds of radiation. So I did 3 last week. I got 2 this week, and then I'm done, and then we're back to racing.
Ricky, I just don't even really know how to address that because I've had friends personally who've gone through it. And when you go through those treatments, they can knock you out for not just days, but weeks. The just what they're doing to your body with those chemicals and whatnot. And the fact that you're back at it, you're in the race shop, you're driven, even dealing with these treatments is absolutely incredible. I mean, is this, obviously we all have a passion for sprint car racing, but is this really what fuels your fire?
Yeah, I mean, my deal's kind of lucky. They're doing pinpointed radiation, and it's kidney cancer that went to my lungs, and it's just a small spot. And I had it done 13 months ago in my left lung, and now they're doing it in my right. But it's pinpointed radiation, and actually takes about 45 minutes, and I come back to work and really don't even notice they did anything. So I'm lucky on that because it's not chemo or anything like that. It's just pinpointed radiation.
It's still amazing, and we're certainly with you, and we're glad to hear that. I guess you are probably extremely diligent, and probably a good message to everybody listening to this podcast and watching this is, I am sure you're fairly diligent now at this point with what you've been through it, making sure you keep yourself checked up, correct?
Yeah, they have a scan program I do every 4 months, and it changes as you go. And they monitor it, and the doctor thought it was time to hit it and do it now. That way I don't have to mess with it this summer. And they'll just keep checking me all summer, and if another one comes back, then they kind of do the same thing. But I had a bone scan and a brain scan done, and nothing's moved anywhere else, so I'm just kind of contained in my lungs. But it's not lung cancer; it's kidney cancer that went to my lungs.
Okay. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. We're with you. We're pulling for you, and we appreciate the sharing and candor. You've been very open with your battle with this.
And I've had a lot of friends in the racing community that called me and went through the same thing, and it's good to have friends call you and say they've been through it and what to expect and all that. That's made it easier for me.
I'm sure it is. Okay, so now that we've got that rolling along, you're crew chief for Tony Stewart. Now, do you have that handled at all?
God bless.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even close.
No, I am sure. I mean, thus far, early in the season, you've ran some 410 races and some 360 races, and you've been with Tony. You've worked for Tony for years as Donnie Schatz's crew chief. What's it been like getting back on the crew chief role and back with the boss man?
I mean, the 410 stuff's been kind of the same. I mean, the big change for me is he likes to do some 360 racing, so I think me and Don did one 360 race back in, it had to be like 2010 or something, but I just have to get up to speed on that stuff. You do the car way different. You don't have near as much power. So there's just little stuff I got to get in line, and it's going to take a trip back to the shop to get, everything in line for that. But it's been fun, and it's, you get to learn other things. And the 360 racing is kind of, like it's the old 410, the old way you did stuff. So it's just have to relearn some stuff, but it's been fun.
Ricky, we've talked to Tony and Donnie, obviously, about how they communicate with one another and how they talk about racing and determining what they want with their race cars. But how has that worked for you? Because obviously working with Donnie for so many years and now working with Tony, and we all know the person Tony is and how lighthearted and fun he can be, but how serious he can be as well. How has that been, just learning the communication difference between those two guys?
Well, Don and I had a good language down, and I kind of knew what to anticipate with him. And sometimes when I talk to Donnie, the same words don't mean the same thing to him. So sometimes when I say something, he just looks at me kind of funny, and I got to give him a multiple choice. But it just takes some time. I think you guys just get a vocabulary between them that you communicate, and I think it'll be fine.
I think so as well.
Don't give Tony multiple choice.
No, don't give Tony multiple choice.
Well, it's just so how I'm used to talking with Don. I just have to come up a new way with talking with Tony that
true or
that
false.
we both understand what we're talking about.
I can imagine it's especially with not only with Don, but the success you had with Don and the expectations of success and the desire to have that both of you guys have. That is neat. Now, you've been running some of these ASCS races. Now, or your USCS races.
USCS.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, I am telling you what, when you're rolling in and you got Danny Smith and you got Terry Gray and you got a bunch, and Mark Smith, you got a bunch. You got yourself some old school racers there that you've been hanging out in the pits with and racing against.
Yeah, I think anybody that really feels good about their career and cocky, I think they need to go down and race a couple weekends with Mark Smith and them guys, and they're really good at what they do, and for that series, so they kind of stand out in the 360 deal for all the southern stuff, and it's all sandy, different stuff. You kind of got to have your shit together if you're going to go race with them. But them guys do a really good job, and it just reminds you that you're doing something different and you need to figure it out. So it's a fun deal.
I love it. I think that's the quote of the week right there. You got to get your shit together.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
We all need to do that, though. Some of us.
Yeah, if anybody thinks it's easy, I'd pay them to go try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You'll get humbled real quick. That's what's good about sprint cars.
Will you look at it, Ashley? You look at Tony's been down there racing. Terry McCarroll's hooked into him. Greg Wilson's hooked into him. You got Terry Gray, you got Danny Smith, you got all these guys, and finally last week he got beat, but he got beat by one of his own chassis. So it is. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
And he's working on it, so that kind of don't count. Mark's kind of whipped everybody's ass that's went and raced with him here the last couple of months.
I know. So there you go. So if you want a piece of it, get on there. That's right. Absolutely. That's
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Well, a little bit of that. Now, Ricky, I want to talk a little bit about kind of what you did last year, working with the FPS 410. Obviously, Ford has been working on making making this 410 motor happen, and you really got to oversee it and had some pretty cool guys to work with while doing it with Shaver and everyone Durham there that put this together. What was that like, kind of overseeing that department last year?
Yeah, that's probably the first year in, 22 years or something that the focus isn't on the car and getting all your stuff ready and your guys and just stuff like that. It was just solely the motor program. So there was a lot of testing, a lot of going to Tim Anglers, and Andy had his stuff going on that they were developing at the same time. So it's kind of 3 or 4 guys trying to get it all to come to one place at the same time. And it's been really fun because all of it's different. None of it's like what we run. I think the only thing on the Ford that we could run on the Chevy is the oil pump and the oil tank.
Wow. So you've had to develop pretty much everything across the board and then put it all together.
Yeah, from scratch, because it isn't like you get in a catalog and you buy all that. I think the only thing you can buy from Ford on that right now, and the heads it'll be on down the road when they're going to sell stuff, but the block is the only thing that you could buy out of a catalog for it.
That's exciting stuff.
It's a lot of R&D and machining and materials probably thrown away till you found the exact perfect match for everything to really get what you needed.
I mean, really, you're just going to go off the baseline of power that you make with the regular 410, and you just kind of go from there, and Andy's built it on that, and he has his guys that's worked with stuff on his end of it, and I kind of had more of like getting the injector ready and the linkage and doing stuff with Tim to kind of get it all to come together. But it's turned out to be a pretty good piece. It's still in the growing stages, and there's always stuff you want to make better. But it's been a pretty good piece, and I think it'll be something that we can be successful with.
It's been kind of your baby. And last fall, you got a chance. You got it in Tony's car. He won up in Wisconsin. Donnie won with it out at Lakeside Speedway. And it's been something that you've been so hands-on with. The reality of this year is that at some point, probably this weekend, Donnie's going to go run the Ford engine somewhere. You're going to go race with Tony somewhere else. How is that? I mean, you got your guys over there with Donnie and everything like that. But what's that like trying to develop the thing? But sometimes you're going to be in different spots.
Yeah, I mean, Scuba and I have good communication on. I mean, we're planning on the racetracks they're going to run, trying to get him outfitted for the races he's got to do in California. Most of them are short tracks this first go around, and they actually leave the shop like March 12th to head out to California and Texas and all that. And we start racing 410s again with Tony April 10th. So we've kind of got everything in line. It's just now you just have to race it and tweak on it when you can, and just just treat it like a normal program. Now the stuff you don't like, you change, and the stuff you do like, you keep running.
Nice.
I want to dig a little deeper into the people that really behind this. Obviously, what it takes to make that motor happen is absolutely incredible. But when you've got guys like Andy and Steve Shaver, what was it like working with them personally to develop this?
Well, Andy primarily builds late model motors, so the fuel system and injector stuff was a little different to him. But from the heads down, he's probably one of the best Ford guys around. So we couldn't ask for anybody better to do that with us. And Ron, he kind of just like having your grandpa there watching you. So he kind of knows all the little stuff over time that can save you time in the growing pains of building a motor program that you can kind of jump you right to where you have really good durability and stuff like that. So we were real lucky to have him part of it. And, Andy has the stuff with the Ford Performance guys. Ian Fetzel was involved from Ford, and, all their guys that come with that. So it was quite a few people that came together to make it happen.
I guess so. Amazing stuff. It really, truly is. Are you happy to be back in the crew chief role now, managing guys in cars? Or, I mean, you're obviously doing it, but did you miss doing that?
Being on the road that much over the years, it's fun to be home.
Yeah.
I think my wife, she was ready to get me out of the house and get me doing something else. But yeah, it's good. As long as I'm healthy and can do it, and I don't have any problems, and it's kind of fun racing with Tony, and it's a different deal where, I'm not running for a World of Outlaw championship. So there's some of the pressures off there, and you can kind of enjoy racing with him and the guys and the friends you see every week, and just kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, it is. It's quite the community, that's for sure. And you're such a storied part of it, and so much success and continued success as you roll through this year with Tony and everything else. Ricky, we appreciate the time. We appreciate the update on you, the update on Tony and the racing, and the update on the Ford program. Always great to catch up with you, and we certainly appreciate the time and wish you well as you continue on.
Thank you. Anytime, guys.
There we go. Ricky Warner from about 2 miles away.
Yeah,
How
right
about
now.
that? Yeah,
currently.
about 2 miles away over at the Stewart Haas Racing
Should
Shop.
have had him in studio.
We should have just brought him right over
What
here.
the
Yeah.
heck?
Well, yeah, because you just go get your cancer treatment, your
Then
Wing
stop
Nation
my
show.
Wing Nation.
I
Then
mean,
go
it's
work
just-
on a race car.
It's like these guys. I mean, it's just there ain't no way on the world. I like these drivers and these guys that work on these cars.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what. It
Heart and soul.
It was like a Tuesday. We had Andy Forsberg on, and he's talking about bouncing his car through turn 1 and 2, and he just gasses it up.
Just gassing it.
Who in their right mind does that?
Get your shit together.
Yeah, exactly. Who in your right mind just gasses it up? I mean, you've lost your mind.
Andy
Okay?
Forsberg.
Yeah, I mean, so you go and you just get zapped with cancer and then go back to the shop and start
No big
working.
deal.
I mean, they're zapped with radiation. It's like these guys. They're just a different
love
cut.
it.
They really are.
Different breed, and we're a part of it.
Love Ricky Warner. Talking to him, I get a chance 3 or 4 times a year. We actually got a good chance to just shoot the breeze at the Chili Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh,
Cool.
I walk away from those conversations just feeling better about every aspect of the world, sprint car racing, everything.
Yourself.
Exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
every aspect of it. Great stuff. We appreciate Ricky taking some time. Sunoco is a proud partner of Wing Nation. Not all fuels are created equal, so fill up with Sunoco Ultratech. Sunoco Ultratech is the top-tier detergent gasoline that is proven to make your engine run cleaner, longer, and more efficiently.
And they even use the same detergent package as what is blended into some of Sunoco's high-performance race fuels. You can trust Ultratech for your everyday race, whether you're headed to the track or just sitting on the road. Fill up with Sunoco Ultratech and fuel your best.
Yes, indeed. All right, upcoming races, World of Outlaws. The vacation is over.
Finally.
Yeah, they had about a month off. They're coming up this weekend in Cotton Bowl Speedway in Page, Texas on Friday night. Lone Star Speedway in Kilgore, Texas on Saturday. King of the West NARC Series, they're at the dirt track at Kern County Raceway Park, also known as Bakersfield. On Saturday night, they're giving away the bacon. We talked about this on Tuesday, the Sunny Valley Farms bacon.
That's right.
Oh, and they've got, I'll tell you, King of the West, I was reading some stuff that James Allen sent out. They have a lot of young talent coming into that tour, which makes sense because 360 racing is so good,
Right.
and these 360
Gotta start
guys are
somewhere.
now starting to get some 410 rides.
Mhm.
And so really neat stuff. Central Pennsylvania, all hands on deck.
It's the double.
Yes, well, except for nobody can do it this year.
Right?
No, because it's an hour earlier.
It's true.
Yeah, Lincoln is at 2, Port is at 4. It's usually 2 and 5.
Maybe you could tag, if you get there
Well,
quick enough,
there's
you could tag the back of the B to
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
Just saying.
Danny
There's
was bemoaning.
potential.
Danny.
What doesn't he moan about?
Well, no. Danny was lobbying. So maybe by the time you listen to this, the lobbying has paid off, and
There you
maybe
go.
yeah, exactly. And then Sunday. Okay, Williams Grove opens up. Okay, now Posse fans,
You better line up.
that's right, because when Lincoln opened a few weeks ago,
You were lined up.
you were lined up. When Port opened this past week,
You were lined up.
that's right. So this week, Williams Grove, you know what you need to do.
Get lined up.
Get lined up, exactly. Yes, get lined up for Williams Grove kicking it off. And, man, that's exciting news that Dirt Vision is going to be covering all of the races at Williams Grove live. So isn't that cool? Isn't that great? All right. Speaking of great, Sage Fruit. That is great stuff right
It
there.
is great.
They
I've
are-
ate them straight off the trees.
Yes, you and I have
You
too.
too.
I have too. Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing as a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the past 17 years and a partner of Wing Nation for the past 5 years.
And they love sprint car racing. And I'm not just saying that because they're a sponsor. You
No,
can find
they do.
Chuck and Casey at just about any of the big sprint car races across the country throughout the year. And they love their sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage. So, if you don't know what you're eating, go make sure you check out their little app tracker.
App now that has it tells you where Sage Fruit is. You can get it at your local grocery store.
Absolutely.
Like I'm going to the Price Chopper in Syracuse this weekend when I get to town to get my Sage Fruit.
So if you want to support Sage Fruit, you just mash it in your zip code.
That's right.
They tell you where the Sage Fruit apples are. And make sure, if you don't, ask for them at your local grocer.
There you have it, right there. Exactly. We are at the stage. Okay, Williams Grove opens up. King of the West opens up. Let's give you a couple other season openers, okay? Attica opens up Friday, March 20th. Oh, I'm so excited. I love Attica. That's next week, okay? Knoxville Raceway and Fremont open on Saturday, April 18th. The Butler Battlegrounds opens on May the 2nd. And our friends at Jackson Motorplex, well, they're still shoveling probably up there. The Great Lakes Shootout is May 15th, Friday, May 15th, with the IRA bumper-to-bumper sprints. Mentioning the IRA bumper-to-bumper sprints, you know when they start? They start on Sprint Car Day.
That's right.
410. They start on Sprint Car Day at Lee County Speedway in Donaldson, Iowa. And the MOA Sprints, they start on Sprint Car Day too, 410.
Perfect day.
Yes, hashtag Sprint Car Day. We're going to have some fun with that as well at Tri-City Speedway in Pontoon Beach, Illinois. So opening day for all of our friends are coming up really, really soon. It is fantastic, that is for sure. Drydene's new DRF racing oils, proven on the track with drivers and cars celebrating in victory lane, and now they're ready for your race engine. DRF, engineered exclusively for high-performance racing engines that require maximum performance against the toughest competition.
All DRF racing and break-in oils built with competition-grade ZDDP to protect critical engine components while boasting improved torque and horsepower and supreme temperature reduction. Want the same winning performance and engine protection? Go to drfracing.com and start using DRF in your next race. Drydene's DRF Racing Oil, the official racing oil of the World of Outlaws.
Yes, indeed, and it's a big race weekend coming up. I'm all fired up about it. I'm all jacked up. Pennsylvania's racing. I'm going to Syracuse.
Okay, cool.
To do indoor auto racing.
Right.
Oh, the TQs up there. We're going to crown a champion Friday and Saturday night. Also, there's a big trade show. It's all on the New York State Fairgrounds, and I'm going to catch up with some of my Patriot Sprint friends, my Empire Super Sprint friends. Oh, we're going to have a big time in upstate New York this weekend. Yes, we are. It is going to be epic. It's going to be big. What's on your?
We'll be in the shop working.
See that exactly.
We're just building race
well,
cars.
You're just not winning anything. Okay.
No,
We've established this week that Aaron's in Mickey Land and you're here with me, and then this weekend I'm going to the races and you're in the race shop. Girl,
but the following weekend,
oh no, here we go.
I get to go to the Speed Palace.
Oh, you're getting in line.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be getting in line. Yeah. Okay, that is cool. Great stuff. Hey, I appreciate you coming in and spending some time with us. Really cool.
I know I'm just second best.
No, easy. Stop.
No,
you said I was good on that. Now you're bringing it up again.
Well, you know.
Ashley is the co-host of our program each and every week over on MAV TV. Wing Nation Apparel is available at the All-Star Circuit of Champions trailer or at www.wingnation.com. We are active and very, very busy on social media. Our Twitter page, make sure when you go to the racetrack this week, tweet your seats. We'll play those back on MAV TV. Yes, indeed. Facebook and our YouTube page, all kinds of really, really neat things. Coming up Saturday on MAV TV, Greg Wilson joins us, driver of that Hercules Tires car. That is at 7:30 and 10:30 on Saturday morning on MAV TV. Great to catch up with Ricky Warner. We appreciate him. And more important than all of that, thank you for joining us here.
This has been the Wing Nation Podcast. Find Wing Nation on wingnation.com, Facebook, YouTube, or your favorite podcast provider. The Wing Nation Podcast is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.